Now that Elon Musk has taken over Twitter, he's looking to chart a new path for the social media giant. He's taken the company from public to private and has already fired some top executives. Now, our media partners at the San Francisco Standard report more layoffs are imminent. You can read about it in this article on their website now. But we're asking, when will the layoffs happen? Who's likely to get that pink slip? Joining us live now to answer those questions and more is the Standard senior editor, Annie Gauss. Annie, nice to have you on the show. I'm not sure we're getting your audio right now. Are we getting your audio? We're good? All right.
Is the audio up?
There you go. Okay. Musk has already fired 4 top executives since his takeover. Who is now at risk for layoffs? When are they at risk? How many may be at risk?
Yeah, well, Twitter currently has about 7,500 employees, and we're hearing reports that, up to 25% of the company could be laid off imminently. And these layoffs, according to reports that we've seen, are expected to, kind of go across the board with particular focus on the trust and safety division, which is the division that's in charge of content moderation.
All right. So what does that mean? Why would you want to get rid of people in content moderation?
Yeah, well, Elon Musk is both a power user of Twitter and as well as a frequent critic of the platform. And he's long sort of been critical of Twitter's content moderation policies. That is, more aggressively weeding out sort of hate speech and other inappropriate content. So for that reason, there's a lot of concern that he would plan to sort of gut those policies and bring more of a sort of free speech atmosphere back to the platform, which is, obviously something that's been pretty controversial.
Yeah. And I mean, for people who monitor the platform, some have already said that they have seen an increase in hate speech, anti-Semitic speech, certainly on Twitter just in the past week. I want to ask you about this other controversy today, right? Musk floated the idea of having users pay for verification that covered a blue check mark. I think yesterday we were hearing it could be $20 a month, but today we're hearing $8. Not sure if it's like not popular, fire sale already. What is he doing here?
Yeah, well, it certainly seems from the outside that he's kind of just making things up on the fly a little bit. As you mentioned, there were reports that his sort of inner circle of people around him were thinking of charging $20 for that blue check on Twitter, which is kind of this status symbol. Mm-hmm. But then, he got a lot of blowback about that from people saying, like, I'm not paying that. Like, are you kidding me? And then, there was one particular exchange where Stephen King, the author, said, an expletive regarding that potential price point. And then there was this back and forth. And then by today, earlier this morning, he posted the idea of $8 for a blue check. And, it remains to be seen what this will wind up being.
Right.
But, a lot of people won't be happy with it. I think that's fair to say.
It's a negotiation at this point. But look, what is his end game here? I want to ask you his strategy for moving Twitter forward.
Yeah, well, I think broadly speaking, the strategy is to cut costs and, get more revenue. But I think he has definitely a serious mountain to climb in front of him. In the first place, Musk also runs 2 other companies, Tesla and SpaceX. And, this is a pretty old platform at this point. Twitter's been around for a while and it's not really changed too much. And I think any changes that he puts forth, like, paying for blue checks and any other ideas he may have will probably turn a lot of users off. So I think, he has a huge challenge in front of him,
Indeed.
Opening up the platform might turn off advertisers. So he really is kind of having to walk a tightrope here.
All right. Annie Gauss, San Francisco Standard senior editor, thank you for stopping by with your latest on what's happening at Twitter. Folks, check out sfstandard.com.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll be right back.